Hello everybody, Digital Sticks here, and today I'm doing something a little different because it's time to demonstrate the difference between quality VR and VR heading in the direction you want it to go and cheap VR. And VR that's just made to appeal to the masses that don't want to invest in a medium they're not familiar with. And so what better way to do that than to come in here with legs and a good-looking full-body avatar with hands, a club environment, playing a DJ set that I made using my VR-capable PC and my VR equipment that I've invested in that only works with my Index kit and Steam VR tracking and not with Oculus products direct. And as people are talking about Quest competitor, let me tell you the truth. No VR enthusiast is worried about, for personal reasons, a Quest competitor. If they were worried about that, they wouldn't be using Index kits. They'd be using a Quest waiting for a Quest competitor. They want the experience that they get with PC VR. Sure, they'd love for that to be wireless, but they accept the realities that the highest quality experiences are not yet wireless. The closest you can get is the Vive wireless, and we don't even know if the new Vive Pro 2 can even be fully supported over wireless, or if it's going to have to be scaled back. It will work with it, but is it going to be scaled back, or can the Vive wireless actually provide that resolution? We don't know. But in the meantime, YouTube producers are still using their Index kits as their daily drivers, and what they are watching for while they talk about Quest competitors is what they're actually watching for with personal interest is something that's moving the bar forward for enthusiasts. And so when it comes to the Vive Pro 2 and then also the Focus 3, and they all this talk about Quest competitors, that is continuing the dishonest idea that the Quest is the new gold standard of VR. You know, the original Quest was supposed to be that until the Quest 2 came out, and then the original Quest was junk. Guys, no gold standard of VR becomes junk just because its successor comes out. That has never happened until the Quest line. Because the Quest line is built on hype, and when they finally produced another device that was going to be closer to what they pretended the Quest was, suddenly the reality was allowed to hit on the Quest, but now we're down to pretending that the Quest 2 is everything we used to pretend the Quest was. And it's all dishonest. And so when we're talking about headsets and we're getting into this one's not going to be the Quest killer and this and that, guys, we're not looking for a Quest killer. When people want competition for Facebook, it's people at the budget level wishing that they could have affordable VR without compromising their safety, or their privacy. And another thing on this of note is Facebook forces everybody that deals with them into non-disclosure agreements. So the world's biggest spyware company that has forced its users into using a spyware account on their spyware devices doesn't want people that do business with it to reveal anything about that business. Why is that? Because privacy matters. And Facebook couldn't be Facebook if Facebook had to deal with Facebook. That is why Facebook has billions to buy out VR and try to create monopolies, is because of what that data is worth. And now they're doing it with VR, and people are playing right along with it. So we do need competition for Facebook, but part of that competition is simply education and understanding what VR has to offer. And so if I sound a little bit condescending here, I don't mean to, but that is directed towards the people pushing the false narratives and the misinformation. And so while we're talking about the Vive Pro 2 and the Focus 3, the fact is, the reality is, sneaking in the whole Quest competitor stuff is another way to act like the Quest is the end-all of VR, and we're hoping something competes with it. But the truth is, the Quest doesn't even compete with the best VR experiences. I'm in here with the Valve Index, comfortable. I have off-ear 3D audio with a DJ set playing in the background in a club environment where that fits. I've got some water effects going on with this aquarium stuff over here. I'm going to have the game effects going on when I'm shooting the pool. All that immersion matters, and this is comfortable. I could be in here for hours. I came in here last night. I killed my trackers, so it only have 3 hours of battery life, and didn't think anything of it. And this is what a quality VR experience provides. I have hands, I have feet, and I have everything I need to come in here and play pool. And when there was a crowd in here last night, having the background noise of a real crowd that I could stop and interact with while I was playing pool, guys, it was the complete experience. It was just as fun. It was everything that was enjoyable about playing pool at a bar or at a pool hall. It was captured in VR. And better than having a pool table in my house to shoot pool with is having these quality physics in VR so I can have the environment, the pool hall environment, to shoot pool in. And that's where the actual fun of the game comes in more than anything else. So without further ado, let's do this. And the reason I'm demonstrating this is I have my trackers on. I'm using this avatar because she looks better shooting pool than my other. And also, I want to highlight that there's a game that came out. It's very popular and apparently fun. I haven't actually played it yet, but it looks kind of fun. It's called Gorilla Tag. Well, the goal of the creator of Gorilla Tag was to take advantage of what immersion was available with VR. He didn't want to create locomotions or anything like that. He wanted to create a game that was fully playable based on real motions of the user, not any kind of locomotion or anything like that. Very interesting idea, and what he came up with was Gorilla Tag, because most VR users do not have legs. And so for that fully immersive experience on the Quest 2, without doing any kind of hybrid Steam VR setups, you're going to be able to play Gorilla Tag to its fullest. Or you can come in here and let VR chat emulate your legs so you can stand and play VR like this. But if you want legs to walk around, you need it. Now, you still have to use locomotion to get around in here. It's not, my play space doesn't magically get bigger to match my VR environment, of course. All right, so here we go. We got physics. We got nice little audio effects with this pool table. And a pretty decent mechanism. I'm still struggling to get the English down right. And of course, you gotta watch out for your real environment. All right, so we sync one on the brake. It's always good to do. Ooh, we sync two on the brake. And we'll have to walk through the table. Since we can't lean on it in real life. We just walk right through it. And it's kind of the same effect we get. Oh, that was a bad leave. That was terrible. I couldn't have done much worse. All right. So we're just going to try to get it down here. And I'll take that. I'll take contact with a shot like that. So, anyways, this is what we're really talking about when wanting to move VR forward. The enthusiasts that are being honest, they have this experience. They already have full body tracking. They already have index kits. They already have fingers. They already enjoy games like VR chat. where those things pay off. And so we're coming in here, and with this, the last thing I'm worried about personally is whether a Quest killer is coming out. You know, aside from being aware of what Facebook really means for VR, I don't care if a Quest 2 competitor comes out personally, because I have something much better. I'm waiting to see if my experience gets an upgrade that's worth considering anytime soon, because my experience is so good, that's going to be flat out phenomenal if I get an upgrade. So far, I don't have one. We have a resolution upgrade in some ways with the Vive Pro 2. But it's not anything worth what it costs. Not what I had in mind. Okay, so it's not really worth what it costs. There's no reason for me as an index owner to consider the Vive Pro 2. It doesn't have anything that's going to enhance my experience over my index. It's got downsides to it. And anyways, it's basically the Vive Pro 2. If it's your headset, you know it. You've got some kind of exception, and you already know about it. You don't need a reviewer to tell you. But if you're having to watch reviews and you know nothing about the Vive series or the Vive Pro or anything like that, the Vive Pro is not for you. If you're wanting the quality headset and you want the experience and the fidelity that it has, you're going to get a better value and better all around with an index kit. So don't worry about the Vive Pro 2. And that's what enthusiasts are really looking for, is something that's going to actually challenge the index as being the kit to buy. And we don't have that yet either. Not that we're worried about it. You know, it's not like the Facebook, the wanting the Quest competitor is kind of desperate. That's wanting something cheap that doesn't require the spyware invasion. But when it comes to the index, it's not desperate. It's a matter of wants. It's a matter of enjoying VR and looking forward to when VR moves further forward. Not looking forward to when we don't have to sell our souls to enjoy a basic experience. So I can tell you that anyone that has any sense about them does want Facebook to fail at monopolizing VR. If they truly enjoy VR, they don't want Facebook monopolizing it. And so for that, they do hope there's a competitor for the Quest 2. Whoops. But when it comes to their experience and the quality of VR, they are not at all waiting for a competitor for the Quest 2. The Quest 2 can't compare to the index kits that they actually use. So when we're bringing up a review about a Vive with a Focus being an enterprise headset and everything, we're going to discuss it at length and then highlight that we want a Quest competitor. What we're really doing there is using an HTC reveal to further hype the Quest 2, to further make the Quest 2 look like it is the headset to have. And you know what? It's highly possible that we are doing that because we are under an NDA for an agreement with Facebook to promote the Quest 2 as though it was an independent thought and point of view. And guess what? And then the integrity is no longer a question mark, right? Because it's not about integrity, it's about the NDA. It's like, it's not that the person wouldn't want to tell people straightforward that, hey, I'm being endorsed by Facebook. It's that they can't tell the person straightforward that they're being funding, that they get funding through Facebook. It's entirely possible, guys. I don't know that that's happening. But that's what happens when you're talking about a company that does NDAs for every little thing that they strike a deal with. You don't think they would do that for endorsements through some of these major, the bigger names in VR tech reviews? Have managed to slip the Quest 2 into every conversation while very rarely slipping it onto their head to actually play VR? So, anyways, this is a great experience. And it's even better with people here and actually having a good time than ranting about VR while trying to play it. But as you see, it's very capable. And once you get in on it, you actually, as long as you learn not to lean on the table physically, you really forget that you're in VR playing a pool game. You simply just enjoy the pool for what it is. And in some ways it's better. If you know what you need to do, you just fail to do it while playing pool, well, getting the chance to see exactly where your English is going and where your shot's going to go and locking in your shot, all of that, that's all the nice advantages that VR gives to this game. Okay, I gotta work on my English skills, by the way. Not my language. Shoot. Should have had that. Okay, so eventually should get there on finishing off this table. My music stopped. But that's okay. We've got other music we could fire up. Well, we did. Okay, well the menu must have respawned for my settings. Yes. All right, so did that, I guess that rolled in, or it thinks it did. I don't know. Oh, no, I shot the wrong ball. Okay. Whoops. I don't know. I don't know why I have ball in hand. But we'll go for it. Yeah, I must have shot the wrong. I don't know. That's confused. I'm confused. It must be perfectly fine. Okay. Okay. Oh, should have had it. Should have had it. All right. Can we finish this game? Get back to our train of thought. No bueno. All right. Oh, I did it. Oh, no, I didn't. Whew. Okay. Ooh, rough. Okay. What? Oh, because I didn't make contact? Oh, okay. Really? Alright. So I was going to say I won, but... Okay, so anyways, I digress with all of this. Alright, so... Yeah, the point to this was... VR has so much to offer, and why is that like that? Let me try this again. Okay. There we go. Okay, so VR has so much to offer, and it's already there, guys. It already offers it. You just have to have the right equipment to take advantage of it. And it is worth investing in. Huh, my whole... I don't know why the video player is muted. Anyways, you just have to... you just have to invest in it, and it's already available. And that's full body tracking. I see people still trying and hoping and talking about all the different ways to bring it to the Quest and hoping that Facebook will produce it. Guys, this has been around since 2018 in its present form with the 2018 version of the trackers. It was around prior to that, but definitely by 2018 it was gaining steam and becoming something that many more people wanted. And now it's actually, it's no longer a flex in VR chat. It's like it's a very legitimate goal to expect to get to while enjoying this game. And you don't have to have it to be special or anything like that, but it's very very useful. And so the play and pull, again, you can play that without the full body tracking, but the full body tracking allows for much more natural bending and movements around the pool table. It definitely feels better with the full body tracking than it did just playing with certainly than playing with the seated position. So actually playing while standing after my trackers died wasn't so bad. But it's ideally having legs and being tracked more fully with the hip tracking and all of that, it works out even better. So this world's kind of neat. You see it pops up a mirror when you get close over the scenery outside. So yeah, if you want to play fully immersive VR on a Quest, you're looking at Gorilla Tag with the Index or PC VR, any truly Steam VR compatible headset where your trackers are an option. You're getting into VR chat, full body capabilities. And you can do hybrid setups too, but then you're getting into the fact that the cost difference between whatever kit you're using with a hybrid setup and an index full kit is hard to justify for all the other compromises that come with that. The hybrid setup is more of a pathway forward if you have another headset and you're just trying to get to trackers the cheapest way possible. If you don't already have a headset and you're interested in full body tracking, you need a Steam VR tracked headset, period. Anything other than a Steam VR tracked headset is going to be a wrong move and more expensive and less capable and a more annoying setup than a Steam VR setup. So if you're in the market for a headset, if it's at all possible and you're wanting this full experience of VR chat, the index kit is the best value, the best way forward to it. Yes, it's a steep price to start off with $1,000 invested, but the return is well worth it. This investment pays back every time you're in the game enjoying the immersion that the experience makes possible. And you can't add a value to it. If you see how much you spend to go out and have comparable social experiences in real life, the index is dirt cheap. And over the course of a year, I think it comes down to, well, I guess I haven't done it for the year, but I know for me, I think for over a 4-year period, it comes down to, my whole setup, PC and all, index included, was going to come out to about $20 a week for entertainment. No gas money needed. Sorry about that. Okay, now I've got a lot going on in my play space. That's why. Because I do the DJ sets, I have really stretched the limits of my 1.0 base stations. But yeah, everything I do is with the 1.0 base stations. I haven't even had the 2.0s. 2.0s would tremendously help me out for what I try to do, but I can't afford them. However, the 1.0s are still making a good experience. So I'm rambling a lot here now, but the inspiration for this was watching yet another review. And here's the thing. The thing that really caught my attention that I haven't even mentioned yet is the Quest 2. It was all about resolution. The new panel puts it just a hair shy of the index and resolution capabilities, and that was supposed to, they were hyping that as though that made it equal to an index because it had the same resolution, as if resolution alone was everything. And then now the Vive Pro 2 is now, as far as the mainstream VR headsets, it's now going to be the top dog as far as resolution. And all of a sudden now, when we're talking about the Vive Pro 2, there's caveats to resolution. It smokes everything else, but now there's caveats. And now we're talking about the hardware you need to run it. But we didn't talk about that with the Quest when we're comparing the Quest to the Index. The Quest takes more horsepower to get to its so-called index level performance. And it's still going to have compression and all that. But we don't talk about that. Well, I would, but these reviewers don't. There's a lot of caveats to that. We don't talk about the downsides to the Quest, but we casually bring them up as if we care when we're discussing just about anything else. So the Quest can get a resolution bump, and that's everything you could ever want in a headset. Anything else gets that resolution bump, and, well, resolution's not everything. That's what I've been saying all along. And the bottom line is the Index is still our enthusiast kit. And if what enthusiasts are really wanting is to see what is going to be the upgrade from the Index. And that is not the Vive Pro 2. That was not the Reverb G2. And that was certainly not the Cosmos, which came out, roughly the same period as the Index. It was a late arrival for good reason, because it wasn't ready for launch period. But I digress. We're not discussing, these reviewers are not discussing this technology honestly, and it's entirely possible that they have non-disclosure agreements with Facebook for some sponsorships of some sort or another, or to get insider information, something. Once they get in there, then Facebook can do whatever they want to, so it's entirely possible good intentions have now ended up with a forced hand on some unethical conduct. I don't know. That's purely speculation. It's not a real accusation, other than it really exists. The reviews going on are not universally applied. It's not from an honest, straightforward quality VR perspective. It's not from an honest, straightforward value in VR perspective. It is from a hype the Quest 2 perspective. You can see it in just about every angle. The only time it wasn't so evident was when Sebastian was on a hype the Reverb G2 kick, because he had insider access to that headset under development. That gave him insider content, and lo and behold, once he could promote his channel with a different headset, he was all about promoting that other headset. But the single best way by default for creators to promote their channels is to promote the $300 headset that people think they can go out and buy and have it be everything they want it to be. So I've covered that a million times, a million ways, but here's yet another example. When I'm talking about quality VR and when I'm talking about experiences where I am an enthusiast, this is what I'm talking about. And this is not possible in a Quest. This is not possible in this fidelity and in this level of enjoyment with a hybrid setup in Quest. So you can get tracking going on, but by the time you have the extra steps to go through and you have your trade-offs and you have your flyaways from occluding your hip tracker and all of that, you don't get this experience. You get better than not having leg tracking at all, so you get better than what you could have through Facebook alone, but you don't get what you could have by going with the proper headset kit to begin with. If you're on a budget, you got to start somewhere, that's fine. If you don't have an option, that's fine. But if you have an option, if you can spend a little bit more, if you can save a little bit more, you should consider all these things, and you need people to be honest about VR. And the truth is, enthusiasts, the only reason we worry about a Quest 2 is because we don't want Facebook to continue doing what Facebook is doing to VR. The only reasons, but we're not watching for a Quest killer to be our next headset. We're waiting to see what's going to exceed the experience of the Valve Index. And that doesn't exist yet. So I'm out. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. I'm not sure how the pool went. I'm sure it distracted me. I don't know that I'm going to approve of this video when I watch the replay, but if you're seeing it, apparently I decided to let it go. I decided to send it and see what happens. But thank you again. Appreciate you. And we are out. See ya.